Hi, this is Kim Droptiny bringing you Beyond the Echo Cavern by BreAnna Teschendorf. Chapter 1. Before I read it, there are two quotes before we get going with Chapter 1. My heart and my flesh fail. Let them fail. For God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. I search for words like jewels or stars or flowers, but I cannot find them. I wish I could, for this book may fall into the hands of someone who has been hindered from caring to know him by the dull and formal trapping which our dull and formal thoughts have laid upon him, a strange disguise for such a radiance. How can I commend my master? I have not seen him yet, but I have caught glimpses. Without him, lover of all lovers, life is dust. With him, it is like the rivers that run among the hills, fulfilled with perpetual surprises. Life is battle, yes, but it is music. It knows the thrill of brave music, the depths and heights of music. With him, it is life, not stagnation. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. Amy Carmichael from Goldcord. Next quote. In both cathedrals and crystals, there's a sense of permanence and tranquility that transcends the buzz of surface life. In both, there is the suggestion of worlds beyond us. Neil Shee from National Geographic. Chapter 1, Annika and Gabe. It was Annika's idea to go into the cave. Immediately after she suggested it, she regretted it. She had only said it to scare her little brother, Gabriel. She was sure that he would be too afraid to set foot in that big, damp, dark hole, and she yearned for the satisfaction of being able to call him Wussy Pants and a baby. Gabe was made of tougher stuff than his sister had imagined, and to her horror, he was the one who wasn't afraid, but excited by the prospects of the enticing adventure. Gabe had been truly annoying Annika all morning. He had been dancing around the backyard with a toad he found in their pond the night before. He was hollering all sorts of hideous things up to Annika like, "Your wedding will be on Thursday. Finally, a Prince Charming for you, Annika." And worst of all, this guy is much better looking than Charlie. By Charlie, he was referring to Charlie Lawson, who lived about 2 miles away and was their nearest neighbor. It happened that Charlie had walked Annika home from their bus stop on Friday, certainly not because Annika in any way thought of Chirpy Charlie as a Prince Charming. He had walked her home simply because they were supposed to do a school project together about the solar system. Charlie was largely referred to as Chirpy due to his unusually high-pitched voice and his habit of going on at length about the many subjects that intensely interested him. These subjects included, and were not limited to, frogs, volcanoes, types of fungus, and famous battles. Incidentally, the solar system was also a subject about which Charlie's enthusiasms had been given leave to run wild. Annika was not looking forward to working on the presentation. The running wild of enthusiasm about anything not pertaining to pressing flowers in wax paper, which was all the rage at Annika's school, was nothing but bothersome to her. Gabriel felt that his older sister had become particularly irritable recently. He could find no concrete reason for his sister's mood. She never seemed to want to play with him or talk. He concluded that the only way forward with his sullen sister was to taunt her until she yelled at him, which, although not optimal, was better than her boring silence in ignoring him. Annika had been hiding in her room with the window open all morning. Gabe caught a glimpse of her looking out from time to time, but he couldn't tell what she was doing in there. It annoyed him. Around 11 o'clock a.m., he got bored and restless, and he started to hit the side of the house with a stick. an activity less satisfying than he had expected. Therefore, he was particularly pleased when his Aunt Persephone opened the back door and pushed Annika out onto the sunlit porch, calling, "Gabe, I am sending you and your sister out for a walk." Aunt Persephone had once been something of an adventurer and had traveled all over the world. At the time of this story, she was a robust and singularly happy woman of about 60 years. She had once read that sunshine was one of the most important ingredients for a satisfied life. Since she herself had lived a very pleasurable life, mostly out of doors, she did her best to see that the children also spent as many waking hours as possible outside in life-giving sunlight. The children had lived with Aunt Persephone since their parents had been taken from them while having an adventure of their own, an adventure which had ended sadly, but had been worth it. The children didn't mind living with their aunt and did not ever wish that their parents had not gone on an adventure, but that is a different story. End of chapter 1.